All right, Shalom. Call Haloyim, La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. That's the ancient Paleo Hebrew for all praises to the Heavenly Father, which his true name is Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, which his true name is Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and Ruwell. Salutations to you fellow laborers. They're out there doing the work in true sincerity. Shalom to you, Akim. Shalom to the few Akwatim that believe as well. Excuse me. So this new movie, which I'm sure most of you brothers have seen by now, it's called Leave the World Behind. It have created fear within the people, and people are starting to have a negative response, towards the movie, and they not just look at the movie like you would do any other movie. They look at the movie now with what's the word I'm looking for? They look at the movie now with intent, okay? And it's because people realize that the elites are putting, all right, hidden messages, hidden agendas in these different movies. And so the people are starting to, see the movies for what they really are and not just some entertainment. And this is from the VigilantCitizen.com. And before I start this lesson, I'm going to just say, Lord, whether this video is edifying, I'm not going to make it too long. I'm just going to make a quick video of it because, these are the things that we warn the people about as far as the dangers that are coming or evils that are coming, especially the Babylon the Great, which is America. And now people starting to see it. And this movie is causing people to really see it because in this article, they compared contagion to the pandemic that happened. And they see that it matched up with the movie. And now they're taking this movie, Leaving the World Behind, as a sign that the things that are told or shown in the movie are getting ready to come to pass, and which prophetically they are, because what happens in the movie, all right, are all, basically the events that happen in the movie are all prophetic, okay? So it says the hidden symbolism in Leave the World Behind, a disturbing movie produced by the Obamas. It says produced by Barack and Michelle Obama, Leave the World Behind is about the complete collapse of America from within. Well, the scriptures prophesied about the collapse of America before this movie was ever published. Okay. Talking about going back to the days of, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. During those days of the old Neo-Babylonian / Syrian, empire. It says, and through symbolism, the movie actually wants us to think that America deserves that collapse. Here's a look at the movie and the disturbing messages it conceals. Now, first thing came to mind when I seen this article was this right here in Proverbs 29:18. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. All right. And when you read the NLT, it says, when people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild. Okay. And what happened is, for so long, people have been ignoring, the Israelites, and now they're taking the Israelites more serious, because who's the one that's speaking about prophecy according to the Bible about the things that's going to happen upon earth? It's the Israelites, okay? So let's get into it. It says, warning, apocalyptic spoilers ahead. Watching Leave the World Behind is a miserable experience. Like countless other viewers, it left me feeling anxious and slightly terrified. While I realized that thriller movies are supposed to cause anxiety, it is not the kind that provides a thrill and that ultimately makes one feel alive. It says, quite the contrary, it only makes one feel dead inside because there is no fun or entertainment in this movie, just the gut feeling that they are trying to tell us something. Well, let's go back to the scriptures, okay? Let's go to the book of Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 and 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Okay. And this is what it's coming down to. All right. There's no, America was known for being the mirth. All these different, locations within it. You can go to vacation, have a good time, and you got the notorious Sin City, all these getaway spots, the yacht trips and everything. People are not planning vacation, like they used to. People are trying to save every penny they can, because first of all, they're losing their jobs at a alarming rate. They see the money systems is pretty much done. The cashless society is upon us. They know that the MOTB is out, and that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua setting up his people, all right, the Israelite camps, to teach the truth. All right. So back in the article, it says, in many ways, Leave the World Behind reminded me of the movie Contagion, which was about a pandemic spreading across the world. And you know what? Contagion did pretty much come to life. Okay. It pretty much did, because that's absolutely what it was. You had Contagion come to life in 2020. And if you haven't seen the movie Contagion, just go back and look at it. Go back and look at Contagion, which was a spread of a pestilence that overtook the globe. Okay, or spread throughout the globe rather. It says, there's a quote that says, most people watch movies to be entertained. Well, I for one can say that there was absolutely nothing entertaining about Contagion. In fact, the only difference between this movie and state-sponsored educational movies shown in schools is that you actually have to pay to be indoctrinated. 8 years after the article, um, it says the Crown Vic happened. The world followed the exact script laid out in Contagion, which is true. Leave the World Behind is oddly similar to Contagion. It wants to expose the world to a script that could easily unfold in real life, and that's about it. Because otherwise, it barely qualifies as a movie. There is no real plot, no great character arc, and absolutely no resolution. Just an increasing feeling or dread as we watch. Excuse me. Just an increasing feeling of dread as we watch highly unlikable characters realize how powerless they are. While we could just ignore this abrasive movie about total social collapse, there is one fact about it that makes it worth our attention. It was produced by the former leaders of the free world, Barack and Michelle Obama. And judging by the messages that were interweaved into that movie, one can truly ask what is wrong with them. Well, my thing is this. Um, yeah, the Obamas produced a movie, but what do the scriptures speak about? You know, these events that took place. All right, in the movie, which is the movie I'm talking about, is Leave the World Behind. when you see that, you know, you had the EMP, the electronic magnetic pulse, which the power grid was, hacked and shut down. You had the it shows you Kevin Bacon hoarding food and water, getting, he had his pickup truck at the market, grabbing goods, preparing for uh, a societal collapse. You had the shooting going on inside the city, where they show you the smoke, the gun smoke, and different fires going on within the city, and then it showed you the city highway bridge cut off, so you couldn't enter into the city. They show you the boy. Uh, he had a disease, which he was bitten by a bug, and he caught a disease. Um, what else you had? You had airplanes falling out of the skies. People were dying, from that. So there was a number of things going in the movie. If you haven't watched it, I would encourage you to watch it. It's a good movie. Okay, but the scriptures speak about these things going on, and so the elites, they do know what's going on, because the elites of society are the Edomites. And what it says in Ezekiel, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. They know what's going on. They know that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is getting ready to destroy this place, especially Babylon the Great. But there's events that's going to happen, or it's going to lead up to the ultimate destruction of this place, which is, the thermonuclear missiles, which is that fire the Lord speaks of, all right, through the prophets that he's going to bring. So let's read 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And they show you that in that movie. All right, this Jake pull out his gun on his neighbor, played by Kevin Bacon, and they knew each other. It was cool. Everything was fine before everything broke down. When all hell broke loose, or when society broke down, Kevin Bacon let him know that he's going to protect him and his. He drew that line. And a lot of you Jakes out there, you don't realize that the Edomites are our enemies. The Lord put an enmity between us for a reason. And you're going to see that enmity line being drawn once all hell breaks loose. It says, verse 16, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. And when you look up sedition, right? Let's go to sedition. I want to look up this word sedition, right? It says sedition. It says rebellion, uprising, revolt, factitious commotion in the state. This is all the things you see in the movie. Consorted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions, civil or religious disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. And this is what the scriptures is saying. Okay, let's continue on. You're going to see it, right? It says, for there should be sedition among men, which I just looked up the word sedition, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is exact definition of what? Rebelliousness against, hold on, bear me 1 second. Rebelliousness against authority. Okay, they should not regard the kings nor princes, which is the authority, So of course their actions are going to stand in their own power. It's not going to be no 911 call. Okay. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And you know, those Tesla cars were self-driven, they were crashing into one another. And you cannot drive into the city. It was literally cut off in the movie. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, and so if a man gonna be afraid, you women don't have no chance. And that's when the Lord's gonna really take away that pride you women have. You know, all you women that say I don't need a man, especially the women of the lead tribe of Israel, the women of Judah, which is so-called black women, on down to the so-called Mexican women in the tribe of Issachar. A lot of you Israelite women out there are gonna see in that day that you're gonna realize how fragile and how much you are the weaker vessel in that day, because you're gonna want a strong man to protect you when all hell breaks loose. And I'm not saying that just to say it, it's gonna be reality. Nature quickly teaches women what they really are. And also a man too, if he's not really a man. So continuing on, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. And the lack of bread represents the food. Tribulation represents the coming danger. Okay, the coming danger or affliction. Really, it goes into the word affliction. All right, the word affliction comes up. See, tribulation, a state of affliction or oppression, suffering and distress. And this is going to catch a lot of you people off guard, especially our people. You Israelites out there, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people, you're going to be caught off guard really, because you're the main ones the message is for. But who's the most rebellious house? Who's the most rebellious people on this earth? The Israelites. And that's a fact. That is a fact. Okay. So let's go to the book of real quick, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, and you look at the subtitle, it said, difficult times will come. You can't make this up, The scriptures don't lie. It says, difficult times will come. Verse 1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Perilous means trouble, okay? Let's look up the word perilous. Oh, it's like perilous. Perilous. It says, well, the root word is peril, but it says peril is full of danger, risky, involving exposure to death, destruction, or injury. I mean, you get it, man. All right, exposure to death. That's why Amos, the 5th chapter, speaks about the day of the Lord. And what did Amos say? It's like you fleeing from a lion and the bear met you. Then you escape a bear, run to the house, lean on the wall, and the serpent bit you. Meaning what? No matter where you turn, no matter where you look, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be a lot of evils. It's going to be exposing you to death. All right, potentially you losing your life because of the great evil that's going to be out here upon the face of the earth, especially right here in Babylon the Great, because the Lord has many things, all right, that are terrible that He's going to afflict the people with, because the Lord is great and terrible. Some of you Christians don't know, But anyways, let's continue on. How you don't know that? Because you don't you don't think to know. Okay, you don't think to know. Right? These things are not going to happen just out of nowhere. It's the Lord doing this. 2 Ezra 9, and let's go down to verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And we're watching the end being made manifest before our very eyes. That's why this movie is spooking, the people that watched it. They can sense that this movie is a reality. And it will be. Real soon. It will be. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And we're watching those signs come to pass. Verse 7, everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And this is what's going to come, man. You're going to have the said perils going to catch a lot of you wicked Israelites off guard and overtake you. And the ones that are found written in the book are going to see the Lord's salvation. Okay. Verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, which are who? The 2/3. Remember, 2/3 they are in, they are within this land is going to die. Right here in America. 2/3 of you Israelites, okay? And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Okay? And this is going to actually take place where you're going to see a lot of our people die right here in America. The scriptures say that they're going to die grievous deaths. And this is why the Lord says he's going to mock you when your affliction and your distress come upon you. The Lord says he's going to mock your fear. Let me get that real quick. Proverbs 1. Proverbs 1 and 23. Well, let's start 22. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And the Lord is doing that through his men, from the apostles on down. It says, because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and with none of my reproof. Yeah, you don't want to hearken to the wise counsel of the Lord. All right, you want to go down into Egypt for help. And what does Scripture say about Egypt? That those of you that go down to Egypt for help, Egypt is going to be your confusion. Okay, it says, verse 26, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Remember that the word tribulation goes to the word distress and affliction. And when Jake get serious, that's when the Lord started to bring that affliction upon them. But it's going to be too late then, okay? This is Hosea 5:15. It says, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction will they seek me early. Yeah, but the Lord ain't going to hear you in that day. You had all this time to get yourself together and you chose not to. Okay. Proverbs 1:27. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, like I just read in Hosea 5:15, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. And that's gonna be your downfall in that day. Your demise will be, for you Israelites at least, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Your demise is gonna be that you turn your back on the Lord. Excuse me. And that's all to it, man. You turn your back on the Lord. You despise the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. that were constantly preached into you by his men, from the apostles, the elders, on down to his young brothers, and you just totally disregard it. So when your fear rises up in your mind, you're gonna be afraid because of all the evil going on around you. You're gonna know in that day exactly why. The Lord is going to destroy you. Okay? You're gonna be caught up in all these evil events and devices that's gonna be going on right here in Babylon. All right, so with that, I want to say, Lord, willing, this video have been edifying. And to the next video, I want to say shalom to the elected nation of Israel. All right, shalom.